So about a week ago, I had to make a trip to LAX airport and I had about an hour to kill. So I headed over to Venice Beach for some casual street photography. Not every photo turned out amazing, but I wanted to share with you what I was seeing and what the motive was for some of these shots. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. Not bad for my first photo. I liked how dramatic the sign was despite its simple message, and the shadow of the sign was pretty nice too. This photo is nothing spectacular, but I tend to look for scenes that are minimalistic with a nostalgic feel, and I kind of liked how the net goes off into infinity. So I'm skating by and I find this house to just be intriguing for some reason. I think I'm really drawn to rounded arches and architecture, so I went for this photo, but I find that the palm tree really takes away from the uniqueness of the house, so I ended up recomposing it for a simple photo with emphasis on the lines of the home and just like the beautiful soft blues. Looking back at this photo, I am not impressed at all, and I misfocused on the table and the chairs. But what really attracted me to the scene was the light and the shadows. You know, eventually I looked at it and I tried to crop for the scene inside the restaurant, and I think that's actually a better composition. It looks more cinematic, but still not anything out of this world. I'm actually kind of glad that I took this photo because I think it's a good reminder for me and all of us that not every photo you take on a photo walk is going to be perfect, and that's okay because you can look back and learn from a missed opportunity. As I got closer to the Venice skate park, I noticed like two complete strangers having a pretty deep conversation, and although this scene didn't quite match the minimalist compositions I try to go for, it was a good opportunity to create a scene that portrays human interaction. I think the colors are on point and I really like the outcome here. Just next to the skate park, I saw these two guys trying to grind this rail, and I thought it would be a nice opportunity to experiment more with different composition styles, you know, in particular creating some motion blur in the scene. You know, this creative style continues on throughout the next few scenes, but I'll stop talking for the next few photos and just let you take it all in. At this point, I was just about done at the skate park as I was running out of time, but I love the way the sun was creating this unique shadow. So my goal for this photo was to try and get someone to skate above the lighted area so that their shadow could be casted down into it. It took some time as I had to wait for the right moment, but I got these photos and I think the last one met my goal the best. I wish the skater and the shadow were a little more centered, but I still think it's the best photo that I would have gotten that day. As I finished up there, I really couldn't help but notice these people rollerblading because their boombox was blasting the most hippie disco music ever, and it was such a vibe that I just had to grab a few photos. The photos are a little busy, but I think they portray a good deal of emotion and energy with the blur. Next to the people rollerblading, I saw this Venice souvenir sign, and I thought to myself, how cool would it be if someone on a skateboard ripped past and I got them with some motion blur for a super nostalgic looking photo. Literally 10 seconds later, no joke, it happened, and as a bonus, this guy was ripping past with his dog. I really wish the ugly cart wasn't there, but sometimes you just have to accept what's in front of you. If the car and the people weren't there, this would literally be the ultimate photo, but in this case, I really had to use some cropping to get the photo that I liked. So this next shot, nothing to rave about, but I thought it was interesting to see them both trying to block the sun from their eyes so that they could watch the rollerbladers. The background is busy, but the foreground isn't, which I think creates a nice balance, and overall I like the colors even though it's a little blown out. I think this was a nice shot. It's kind of funny actually, because as I was skating back, I thought, man, I really wish I could find the Venice sign, but I just don't have time to look. I gotta pick up my brother. And literally as I was skating, I look over at the next block and it's right there. Skated down to grab a photo. Again, I was hoping to get a skater to pass under the sign as a subject, but I think actually I prefer the way that this guy and his dog look. You know, and of course I had to continue with the motion blur because I love the look, and this is what we have. This is probably my favorite photo of the entire set. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Junette. I shoot film and digital, so subscribe for more photography content. Have a fantastic day, and we'll meet again in the next one. Peace.